WNRV 108.1.
The Nerve DJs. The Midwest Monsters.
What up, world? What up, Cleveland? It's your boy, the human T-Wrex, coming to you live from Nerve DJ's headquarters, man. We right here on 5100 St. Clair, man. We doing, I told you I was getting back to my interviewing. The radio show is always going to be at Wednesdays at 9. But today I got a special guest. This is a very busy woman. This is a lady who wears many hats. She a female mechanic. She's a model. She's a mom. She's a cook. This is a serious businesswoman that we got in the building today. I want everybody welcome my homegirl, Carbe. Oops. What up? All right, man. First, okay. we got Carbe. Now, this I wanted. Who gave you the name Carbe?
This girl I used to go to middle school with.
You was called Carbe in middle school?
No.
Okay.
So what happened was, I had graduated from Ohio Technical College.
Wait, now don't going too fast.
Okay.
Let me just give you the name.
Let me say it real fast. So people was posting me on Instagram, and she commented. Okay, Carbe.
Okay.
And it stuck. It was like, okay, Carbe. And then I just went with Carbe.
Dope. Okay, let's take it. So now we're gonna take it to the beginning to see how we got Carbe. Now, Carbe, you from Cleveland? I'm from Cleveland. East side, west side?
Way Park.
That's what I'm talking about. You grew up mother and father?
My mother. I met my father once when I was 18.
All right.
Okay.
Any brothers and sisters?
Yeah.
You the baby or the oldest?
I'm the baby.
You the baby girl do no wrong? The baby girl who could do no wrong?
The baby girl who do the wrong.
How many brothers and sisters?
I got 3 brothers and 1 sister.
Y'all still tight?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk. Growing up, was y'all tight?
We was, yeah. That's who I had was my siblings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So okay, let's take it. We gonna go all the way back elementary. I just gotta figure out, like, when did you fall in love with cars? Was it junior high or middle school?
So I went to Max Hayes for a year before I actually dropped out.
Career school? Was Max Hayes career?
Yeah, it was for cars.
Okay.
Yeah, they had this stuff up there, but I didn't start messing with cars until I moved to New Mexico when I was about 18, 19 years old. Okay,
now this New Mexico. Now, I was watching your other interviews. You was living in New Mexico. I never heard nobody in my whole lifetime even said they visit New Mexico. So was you out there in Albuquerque?
No, like 4 hours south of Albuquerque, right on the border of Mexico.
How many years you live in New Mexico?
4 years.
Wow, can you just for those who never experienced New Mexico, give us a brief tour of like what New Mexico is like. Do you speak any Spanish?
You go on vacation and leave on probation.
No, no snow.
No, I don't think I might have seen it frost up, but I don't think we had no snow.
Damn, I would say that's the only plus about living in New Mexico. You have no snow.
Yeah, the weather was beautiful.
Yeah.
And then you don't have the light pollution, so the stars is like, it's real vivid. It's real nice.
So how was that your first time going to New Mexico and you didn't experience snow?
Well, I've been to New Mexico a couple times, like when I was 9, and then because my mom was sitting there, my mom got sick.
Okay.
Because my grandma lived down there.
Okay.
So, I loved it down there. Like, as far as, the weather and shit, now, as far as the people and the environment is trash.
It's trash?
Trash.
Okay. We got it. Okay, let's get into it. Now, what year did you go to Ohio Technical College?
I graduated in 2018. Class of 2018, and I was the only girl in my class for complete automotive technology.
Yeah, for those who listening, we Nerve DJs. We ran out the second floor of one of the Ohio technical colleges. And I do have to say, I mean, I see some, I do see a lot of ladies, but they definitely don't look like Carbe. So that's pretty dope. Back then, you was the only woman in the class. Can you talk about how important and what it meant to you, like learning and going to that college? And like, how did you hear about it?
Well, I was doing AAA. I was the only female roadside tech.
Okay.
And I couldn't pass a background check no more. So the guy, Rashid, whose contract it was, he said, well, I got to let you go. But I was like the best one. He was like, but if you're serious about this car stuff, go to school for it. And if you graduate, you can run my shop. Now, I didn't have nothing else to do.
No.
I went to school because of Rashid.
Shout out to Rashid. And
Shout out to Rashid.
And I feel like you had a lot of violence. You lived on the edge in your teenage years. Am I correct?
Yeah, I did.
I mean, like, was you like influenced, or like you made these decisions on your own, or like did your old boo influence you, or did you was like, you grew up so tough that you wanted to do this, you wanted to do this lifestyle?
I mean, well, I ain't choose this shit. This shit chose me. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, as a kid, I didn't really have, all my siblings was older than me, so they had their own stuff going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My mom was on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sick, and you know what I'm saying? Didn't have a father, didn't have aunts, uncles, none of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
you
I always had a fend for myself type of tough girl attitude. I was always like a tomboy for real.
And you don't have no aunts, uncles? Your mom was the only child?
No, but see, that's a whole nother story in itself, because my mom was put up. You know what I'm saying? She was in the system. She didn't have family. You know what I mean?
So have you ever met your grandparents?
So my grandmother, the lady in New Mexico.
Okay.
So they did like rekindle or whatever, but it's never been right. But she did step in and try to help my mom when she was sick.
So is your mom? Like your family, like Puerto Rican, Native American? You look like your mama and daddy black.
No, my father black.
Okay.
And my mom's mom is white.
Okay.
My mom's dad we don't know what he is.
Okay.
Somehow, she's living in New Mexico and Mexico, doing what she do, and the guy who's supposed to be my mom's dad wasn't. And I have an Arabic last name. I don't know.
Damn,
you know what I'm saying? So so I'm like, let me do a DNA thing.
You did? Don't tell me.
No,
you
but
did
I
it.
want to do it. But then I researched it, and it's like,
It was bullshit.
it's only gonna give me my mom's and my mom's and I already know. You know what I'm saying?
ain't find none of
I
your
need to know
cousins?
my mom's dad
Okay.
side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's weird.
Okay, back to Ohio Technical College. Let's dig in that. Like, how did that work? I mean, like, how long did it take you to graduate?
Oh, that's only a 1.5-year program.
And it's like, what's the different programs that they got there? Do you tell
They
me?
had collision, which is like body work and paint.
Okay.
And then they had like straight welding program.
Okay.
And then but you get welding with like almost every other program. Then you get a restoration where you like restoring the old vehicles, or you have the diesel.
So when you first went to the school, what did you go in wanting to learn, or did you switch it up when you was already in there?
No, hell no. I went in.
Being a mechanic.
I'm about to be a mechanic, yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
All right, now let's take it on the journey. Like when you graduated Ohio Technical School, what's the dude name? Shops you work in?
I worked at Monroe Muffler Brakes and Service right there on 55th.
So when you graduated from the college, they give you placement programs? You had to go out here and look on the job for your own.
Listen, so when I went to Ohio Technical College, I got accepted to the BMW program because of my grades.
Okay.
I did the BMW, the first program, the fast track program.
Okay.
So, but after that, I couldn't find a sponsor, because you need a sponsor if you have felonies. So I couldn't get in.
Basically, somebody that's gonna vouch for you.
Yeah,
Okay.
or you know what I'm saying. Yeah.
And you feel like it was a lot of hate? I mean, like was they hating? They want you.
Like, listen, this school, I don't know. I don't want to say nothing like that, but I don't know.
What you mean?
So the only reason I got that job is because, I looked around the shops. I was going around to all these shops.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And they hired me. He was like, you do an oil change. And I went there and did an oil change. That was my interview.
First day hired.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about right there. That's what I'm talking about. So so how many shops did you bounce around till you finally wanted to get to open up your own spot?
Well, so I was at Monroe for about a year and a half.
Okay.
I worked my way from lube tech to main tech and assistant manager before COVID came. And then, I went to Rasheed shop. I actually did go back and run Rasheed shop.
Okay.
So I left there because they didn't want to pay me enough. I went to Rasheed. I went to Rasheed for a minute, and then they offered to take me back and pay me higher, so I went back.
Damn.
And then COVID came.
Damn.
And then I just went mobile. You know, my boy Dino, he would teach me. Like, before I wanted to be a mechanic, I remember I needed a starter.
Okay.
And we called this mobile mechanic.
Okay.
And I stood outside with him, and he like, what the fuck? I said, I want to know how to do this. And he thought I was bullshit. I said, well, I go to school for this shit. Now, I need to know how to do this shit. So he let me watch him do the shit. And he was like, well, you know, if you serious shit, I take you on the road, you know what I'm saying? You pull up to a job or two with me, I split the money with you. I be needing help and shit.
I like
he was
that.
like an older guy, so it wasn't nothing funny like that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and that's the thing in this field. Like, it's like, I want to ask you, like, how do you know who to trust and like how somebody just don't, just want to get with you? What was the obstacle?
No, they all want to get with you.
Yeah. Okay.
To some degree. That's what I learned.
It wasn't like one dude, it wasn't one OG out here was like, I just want to see you grow and I don't want nothing from you. No man's never said that in the auto field.
No.
Damn.
Every one of them would still say little slick shit. You know what I'm saying? It was never just, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if it was like, cause respectful, cause you gonna respect me.
Yes.
But you'll still like say little shit, like, so to be like, okay.
Yeah. Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna happen.
Okay, so let's talk about where you at now. Let's talk about the car. You got your own shop now, and like, how long have that's been on the ground?
So COVID happened. What was that? 2020.
2020.
I started doing mobile by the end of 2020. Like 2021, I had my first shop on Bessemer, and I stayed there for over a year.
Okay.
Somebody got killed in that building.
Damn. And I mean,
they threw an after-hour party in there.
And you got to get up on.
Action News showed up.
Got to get up on out of there, or the building was hot.
We had to get out of there.
Okay.
That's a whole nother story, but yeah.
You got stories.
Then I rushed into this Nottingham situation, right?
Okay. Talking to the mic.
So then I rushed into the Nottingham situation. I'm like looking for a spot, and there's a spot available. And this guy's like, man, I'm spending all this money on rent, but I'm never there. So shit, if you want to take over it, you just give me the money and I'll pay the landlord. But the landlord's still gonna want your information, cool. But it was a situation where every day, twice a day, I gotta make sure nothing's in the way so that I can let this other company in and out. And then the guy got tired of paying, he playing like middleman, coming to get them. He was like, I'm gonna just see if you could take over the lease.
Okay.
And he called me back and he said, well, I asked him if you could take over the lease, and he said he's not gonna rent this shop out to no female. So then my ego kicked in. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm out. So I left, but that was like the best location for it. So then I came to where I'm at now on Buckeye. I've been there for about a year and a half, almost, yeah.
So during COVID, what would you say that you learned the most, like from people or just in life? Just being like, we was on lockdown. What you learned out? Like, what was like one thing you could get to the people that you learned?
I learned that you should find so they had these jobs that was called not mandatory jobs, but like jobs that needed to be done, essential workers.
Yep.
And I was an essential worker.
Okay.
And if you think about it, that's the career to go for. Because you still gonna be needed.
Well, the liquor store was open.
They was essential workers.
Ain't that crazy?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
that's another story. That's another story.
Yeah, because, yeah. So, I mean, and I learned I've always been a hustler. I ain't gonna say that. I've always been a hustler, but I packed all my tools in the back of my trunk, and I went mobile because, like I said, I went to Solon, and they didn't pay me. They paid me like $500-$600 for 2 weeks of work.
So talk about the services that you do at your spot. And what's the name of your shop?
Car-based auto service and repair.
That's what's up. And what services do you provide?
All the basic mechanic services. It's easier to tell you what I don't do. I don't want to.
Okay, tell me what you don't do.
I don't want to replace a motor. I don't want to replace a transmission. I I don't want to open the dash and do a heater core just because it's just me right now, and I don't have, you know what I mean? I like in and out stuff.
So eventually, do you want to like have employees, have a team?
Oh, I'm gonna have it.
And that's why I like how you saying you want to have an all-female team.
Yes, I am. It's just I need a better location.
Why? I mean, you think they scared to come over there?
Well, for one, the building I'm in, I don't know if you know how Buckeye is right off Opportunity Corridor, but they're doing 50 miles an hour past it. You know what I mean? And it's
So you right on Buckeye?
I'm right on Buckeye.
Okay.
But it's like even the people that I invite to come ride past it a couple times before they can find it. So it's not like I can sit back and let the money roll in. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Nobody's pulling up there looking for a mechanic. And then it's only, I can fit 2 cars in there. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So if I have a bigger, am on a more of a main street, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I mean, eventually that's the goal. But right now, I mean, I respect what you're doing. You're on your grind and you winning. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, thank you.
So, this is what I'll say. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Have you ever thought about building a car, or have you built a car already?
No, I would love to build a car. I want to build a car. I want to build a Bronco.
And what's the difference between mechanic being like a mechanic versus the body work?
So mechanic work is everything that makes a car go, and then body work is basically how the shell of the car looks.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like the fixing dents and, you know, the panels and the doors and, you know, painting stuff.
So, okay, and then how did you go from, like, I mean, probably walk-ins from appointments only? How did that work? Because I don't think I never heard of a mechanic like you got to, like the way you do appointments. I think that's dope. Like a haircut or getting your hair done. Like how you get into that?
I got to do it like that.
Okay.
It's because I'm only one person, and I can't have a bunch of chaos and people pulling up whenever they want.
Okay.
Because it's just me, and I'm going to end up with a pile of cars and a bunch of people yelling at me talking about what, you know what I'm saying? I just can't work like that. And I've built my name up to the point where my phone is constantly ringing. So I can pick my jobs, and all money ain't good money. So, you know, you can kind of listen to what's going on. And so I can hand pick my jobs. That's the good part of the appointments. But one day I'm going to do the walk-ups.
Is it true if a car shop got a lot of cars outside, they don't know what they're doing?
No.
No?
No, because they could just have that many damn cars.
Okay.
And then, you know, people think that it's just, oh, let me pull up and just get my car fixed real quick. It don't work like that. Like, you got to pull up. I have to check out what you need. I have to order parts. You know what I'm saying? I got to get you agree to this shit. You know what I'm saying? And then we got to do the work. Now, sometimes it's like, okay, this job should take 2.5 hours. And then when you get under the car, everything's rested together. You know what I'm saying? Bolts is stripped. It's like, what the?
So how important is your schedule? Like, you have a set schedule? Like, you wake up this time, boom, boom, do this, do that, and like off days. Like, how do you manage your time?
I work every day but Sunday.
Okay.
So as long as people call and making appointments and I got the time, I'm gonna go do it.
Wow. How important is referrals?
I love referrals.
Okay.
I get a lot of referrals. Like, all of this is built off word of mouth. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, that's how this interview happened. So I always wonder, like, I mean, like, I don't want to be that guy, but it's like, I know it's been times where, like, has it been times dudes be like, they you know ain't nothing wrong with their car, but they just wanted to come see you?
Yeah. Yes. And then, so I recommend just the inspection for $40. You know what I'm saying? Because you pull up, I do a whole inspection on the car, pull the codes if it's any, check the suspension, check the brakes.
I feel like you're so dope, you might have to go up with that price.
Okay, 50, 60.
Yeah.
Okay, and then, or do an oil change.
Yep.
I do an inspection with an oil change. You know what I'm saying? Because I've had people to get brakes and don't need no damn brakes. It's like,
They just wonder, damn. And then, like, you ever feel like men is intimidating because you probably know more than cars than they do?
man, you know what? I really feel like men is really in their soft girl era right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's needed. It's balance. Because a lot of these dudes is not about to, you know, they're not about to do it and they don't know how to do it. They'll pay somebody to do it.
I do have to admit, only thing, like, if we get a flat, I know how to fix a flat. But besides, that's not my field. I don't know how to do nothing else. That's crazy. But if you need your computer fixed, come holler at me. No, but that's wild. I just think it's so dope. It's so dope, like how you be working on these cars. Like, it's wild. You really get it in. It's just and it's by yourself.
Yeah.
And then I thought you had a whole team, a receptionist, assistant, and
Not
everything.
yet.
Yeah. But keep pushing. I gotta ask you another thing. You feel like you've been through so like you've been through so much pain that your ink reflects your like who you are. Like explain your tattoos. Like you like why you like you got so many. They are dope, but like do you like
I think every tattoo I got just represents whatever. It's like a snapshot of whatever part of my life I was in at the time. It's all character. It's all they all got stories.
how old was you when you got your first
And
tattoo?
but you know what? This one, when I started getting them on my face though, is when I realized or accepted for myself that I'm not gonna have to worry about nobody else employing me. You know what I'm saying? That was like a statement, within itself. Like cause I'm self-sufficient. Like I've never really had to have a job. So I know that was like, everybody's like, oh my God, you're not gonna be able to get a job. It's like, so what?
Now this your entrepreneurship. Who gave you the game or who taught you this or like is anybody you could say gave you some game on like how to be your own boss?
I ain't gonna lie, man. When I was with my son's father,
Okay.
we used to sell CDs and movies and weed, right?
Uh-huh.
So every day, I get my pack of CD. We'll be burning them and stuff. I get my.
Did y'all have a tower? Burn 5 at a time?
Yeah, 7 at a time.
Okay.
Go out there and at least make $100.
Okay.
Right? So we at least make $100 each, come back, put it together. 5 days, we got $1,000. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, man, all right. Because, that was dope to me. Like,
Yeah.
because it's not like you're doing anything bad, you know what I'm saying? But it was still street money.
Those started at a young age. And then
Okay.
speaking of music, what you playing at the shop? Name some of the artists that shape you, who you are, who you so tough today, and like what you playing at the shop now, like when you working on cars. What you listen to?
Nipsey Hussle,
Okay.
SZA.
Okay.
Shit. I love Future.
Okay.
Very, very much.
So you create your own playlist, or you create your own playlist on like Apple Music
Man,
stuff?
I do, but I like so much music, man. I like so much music.
You listen to any podcasts? But that's kind of hard to work
We
to.
listen to
Yeah,
podcasts.
this music.
That would be cool to sit back and listen to it. I used to listen to The Breakfast Club
Okay.
in the morning, like sometimes when I work. That was a long time ago.
All right. Have you ever thought about? Do you have merch?
Merch.
Yeah.
I used to have T-shirts and keychains,
I'm
but I'm
like-
getting another load in.
Yeah, because I'm like, I seen your logo. I'm like, you gotta.
I know.
We gonna
I
talk
gotta
about-
show you these pictures, these T-shirts I just got made.
Yeah. I seen you was on another interview, had your shirt on. I'm like, damn, I hope she's selling these out the spot. Or
I
at
need
least
to.
on the
I need to get back
website.
on it. So the person who was making my T-shirts all of a sudden don't want to make my T-shirts no more.
Did you dump them?
Huh?
You dumped them? No, this.
Yeah, I got dumped. They don't want to make my damn T-shirts no more. Shit. So I gotta find somebody else. They know who they is.
Well, for those who's just tuning in, we got Car Bay. We got Car Bay in the building. First time in Nerve DJs. It's funny because when I gave her a tour of the building, she already knew where it was. I said the bathroom right here. She told me, nigga, I know where the bathroom at. But shout out to Car Bay. We got Car Bay in the building. This she wear many hats. Then I see you be cooking. So like I'm like, man, she fine. She work on cars and she can cook. What's your go-to dish?
I love anything with cause I got this homemade cheese or Alfredo sauce that I make. You put the butter and then you
Whipped
put a little
cream?
bit of garlic with a
Whipping
little bit of flour, let that, and then put the heavy whipping cream in. Now you could either go the Parmesan and go the Alfredo way, or you could go like just the cheesy way.
What you
You know
like?
what I'm saying? Like with the American and all the shredded cheeses, just like a cheese sauce. And I can make whatever so good with that.
Yeah,
I
right.
put on
You can't say everything.
I put on a lot of stuff.
Like
Say I make stuffed salmon, right?
Uh-huh.
I have to have that sauce because I gotta drizzle it on top. I gotta put it
You
on
make
my
it all-
broccoli. I gotta put it on. You know what I'm saying? It just goes well with
Is
so
there anything
much.
that you don't eat?
Pork.
Good. I like that. I like that. This is going cool. Let's see what else we got here. Is there anything that I'm leaving out? Any question you want to ask me? Anything you want to say?
Yes. I just think it's so dope that you doing this. Last time I was in this room, like I was telling you, I was taking an engine class and taking apart motors and putting them back together. So this is just, and then you teaching. Like
Okay.
you turned the school into a school. You turned the school into a school.
And
And
that-
I want to know if I can teach too.
Oh yeah, we gonna make that happen. Now I was looking at some of the other interviews. You was talking about being an instructor, but like, what age group do you got in mind that you want to teach?
High school.
Okay, and all women, right? Or you
No,
gonna teach
I
men
can
too?
teach men because you know why? Because all the teenagers, when they get their first car, they learn how to drive.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But nobody teaches them how to maintain a vehicle. It's like they don't know anything about that. I feel like they should be getting that with the driver's ed.
And I'm thinking you might could start your own podcast, because I want to say it's a lot of women who don't care about their cars or have, like, if I have zero clue, I got like get the oil change, whoop-de-whoop, know how to do that. But I believe it's some women that's going a whole year with no oil change.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
So how, I mean, like, is it true that the car really locks up if you don't get an oil change?
The car will lock if you don't have any more oil, because see, older cars, a lot of them leak oil, and
Okay.
then you got oil consumption where if it's running, it's gonna dissipate somehow. You know what I mean? So over time, how hard you drive it or how long you drive it, it'll dwindle and it'll go away. So if it's been 3 months, 6 months, 8 months, it'll be no more oil in there. You know what I mean? And it'll lock up because the oil keeps the parts moving in the motor. So once the oil is gone, it seizes up and it'll just be locked.
And if somebody engine lock up, you can fix that?
No, that shit over with.
The whole new engine.
New engine
And you can
or
put
new car. Okay.
Can you put a new engine?
No, I'm not doing it.
But you can't do it?
I could, but I won't. I won't do it. I've done it.
So where do you see the car industry going, like the next 5-10 years with everybody electric? Are you a fan of electric cars?
I'm not. I can't stand electric cars because, you still consuming energy. You still gotta go sit down and go. And then, either way, they got brakes and suspension components.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So you still gonna need your suspension and your brakes done.
Have you worked on any yet?
What? I've worked on hybrids.
But no Teslas?
No.
Okay.
I don't think it's so. They go into straight to the
Because they're so
dealership.
new? And then you do insurance claims? Like, do you?
I could, but I prefer not to. Like I said, when I get on a bigger scale, of course, I just be accepting all kind of stuff. But I really have to pick what you know what I'm saying? And I don't want to spend a bunch of time fixing your car and then wait for a check in the mail for 3 weeks. I don't want to do that.
And what cars, what cars would you absolutely not work on?
I hate working on Range Rovers. I do. I work on Benzes, Audis, any car. I don't like working on Range Rovers because there's always something wrong.
Okay, this is what I got. This is what I've been meaning to ask you too. What's the deal with the dealership costing way more than if I go to you? What's the whole jizz behind that?
Well, number one, you getting authentic dealership parts, and that shit it does matter. For one, when you going outside, you probably gonna get World Auto,
So you
AutoZone.
can't. Not to cut
So
you
these
off.
are.
You can't order the same parts that the dealership is.
Yeah,
ordering.
you can. Hell yeah, you can
can.
come with it, and I do labor. Hell yeah, and you save for sure.
Okay.
But them parts, they really be different.
Okay.
It's like getting the Birkin or going to the hair store for your bag.
Okay.
It actually kind of might be the same material for real, but it's still some qualities about it that just ain't gonna be right because it's OEM spec. Like with these cars, it's like a certain spec it has to be, and sometimes they don't get it right.
Now that you've been doing your own thing, has anybody recruited you to work, or and anybody want to team up with you? How's it been going?
Yeah, but it's like it gotta make sense because I've put so much work in for myself to just look up and somebody just say they a part of something, without any real, what I'm saying, input of value, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, right. You trying to ride my shit, you know what I'm saying?
Damn.
I just wanted to make sense, cause I know, shit, Rihanna ain't get rich until she partnered up with motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? I gotta, but a lot of people, they didn't make it to where they need to be until they made them partnerships and them relationships, right? Mm-hmm. But it just gotta make sense, man.
And tell me how proud you was when you seen yourself on the billboard.
Well, I paid for it, but I was
but
proud.
at least you had. I mean, that's dope marketing.
Yeah.
I mean, did you see your business go up when you had the billboard?
I mean, when I first got that billboard, Opportunity Corridor wasn't there.
Okay.
So I got it for a really good price. And it really wasn't that many people seeing it.
Okay.
You know, I was on Bessemer.
Okay. Yep.
So now, then Opportunity Corridor came, and it's like, it's getting so much traffic now. So it turned out good.
And do you always see yourself in Cleveland, or you gonna get so big and leave?
I want to leave.
You wanna leave?
I'm not going to lie.
Where you want to
like,
go?
I want to go somewhere south. You know, working on cars on this Rust Belt, it's just everything. So, I mean, even working on cars in the south would be easier. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The weather is just trash. And then I got a lot of supporters here, though, so it's like messed up. Like, because I would always want to have something here. You know what I mean? Like, and then branch off and do more. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so what's next? I mean, like, besides getting the team, the bigger shop, where do you want to go? Do you want to franchise? What you want to do?
I would love a franchise and just go around recruiting girls and training them and getting them in the work field. You know what I'm saying? Because right now we only represent 4% of the workforce for mechanics. Women?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be nice. I mean, I would go to the prisons and, you know what I'm saying, reform the women and the kids in high school.
Have you talked in schools? Been on panels? You been on panels talking to school, like talk to the high schools about being, I mean, like.
I was at John F. Kennedy. I did a program there.
You did, I mean, like, you taught the kids, or you just speak speak to the students?
I spoke to the kids and I had a class there.
And then, like, who's some of the, is there any other women mechanics, female mechanics that you look up to or you follow daily?
Yeah, so it's this girl named, I gotta like tag her or something, but it's like boss lady something, but she's in Houston.
Okay.
And she doing her thing.
And then they reach out to you, like, I see you doing your thing, and
Oh
like,
yeah,
whoop-de-whoop.
we cool. That's my Instagram sister for
That's
real.
what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, it's Patricia Banks. She got a auto girls clinic where she employ men and women, but
And have you visited any other shops that's just women only?
no, hell, I never seen
Is it so? Do they exist? Do you know?
a women only.
Yeah.
I really don't even know if that's legal. That's probably, you know what I'm saying, but I would love to do it.
Damn, man. She out here dropping jewels, car bait in the building. I
would love to do it, even if, let's get an all-girl car shop. Even if y'all don't want to work on cars, you could detail cars, you know what I'm saying? We could throw car washes, all things cars. We could, you know what I'm saying?
I always joke and say, I always say women run the world if y'all work together.
Okay, yes, girl. You could do hair over there, do some nails over there, okay?
That's what's up. So, man, this has been a I don't know. I mean, like, have we touched everything? Is there anything we leaving out? Anything you want to say to the people?
Thank you guys for your support over the years.
That's what's up.
And thank you for letting the girl do it.
Give out your social media so they can give out your social, give out the name of your shop. I don't know if you want to give the location.
Yeah, so I'm also on Google. It's Carbays.
Okay.
So if you Google Carbays, CAR space BAE.
Off on Sundays.
On Google, yeah.
Fellas, please don't stalk her. Please don't stalk her.
And then my shop is at 9328 Buckeye.
Okay.
Right off Opportunity Corridor. My phone number is on billboards and Google, 216-303-5353 if you want an appointment or a class. And my Instagram is Carbae72, CARBAE 72.
All right, man. Y'all heard it. It's Carbae. It's me, your boy, the human T-Rex. Another interview, man. It's pretty dope. Glad she came through. Don't forget, y'all check me every Wednesday, 9 p.m. right here, WNRV 108.1, man. Y'all catch me on all social medias, the human T-Rex, TWREX. And I just want to thank Carbae for coming out.
Thank you for
Don't
having me.
flick it up. We're going to get up on out of here. Y'all be safe. Peace.